So Laura, you manage projects for us, web projects, and obviously I've been involved in quite a lot of them as well. I'm quite interested in this idea that it makes quite a difference to how the project goes and how the design phase goes, depending on the quality of the brand guidelines and the brand book that you might be given at the beginning. So we're going to look at what makes brand guidelines work and what difference they make to a project or to online marketing as a whole. But could I ask you, there's some bad examples that we sometimes see, aren't there? What would be an example of a brand book or brand guidelines that isn't actually going to do a job?
So sometimes we might get sent a document that's just been written in-house. It's a Word document. It's a lot of content, no examples of how the brand should be used, visual examples, because they're key really. And there's very little to go off in terms of how you use the branding practically and in situ. So there's a lot of sort of this is this is that, but it doesn't give you those visual examples.
Yeah. So I think, I can't remember a specific example now, but I think sometimes we'll ask, is the brand guidelines available, when we book a project in? Mm-hmm. And what we'll receive, it might be 2 or 3 pages, maybe 4 or 5 pages, but like you say, it's been created in-house. Even maybe the decisions about the brand are kind of arbitrary.
Yeah.
There's not a sort of underlying rationale. Mm-hmm. It's not that they all add up to say, something about that business. So what's it like when we can have a set of guidelines that do say something about a business and position it really clearly, and a set of guidelines that don't? What's the difference between them?
It just makes it clear. So the ones that have got that, you've got clarity from the beginning. So the difference between those is, in a sense, is that one is very comprehensive. It's got not just how the look and feel of the brand is, but also the reasons behind why they do what they do and why you have to use the logo in this way and not that way. And it's the reasoning and it's the logic behind that gives you the feel for the brand, not just the practical use of it.
So you kind of, whoever's going to work on project, and that might be us delivering a web project, but it might be in future other people delivering printed, well, there might be all kinds of things, exhibition stands and so on. Mm-hmm. It's not just that we want something about colours. These are the colours, these are the fonts, and, maybe this is how we use images. But it's actually, we want to understand what's the values of this brand.
Exactly.
There's like a positioning statement.
Yeah. There's usually a bit about history as well in there, to give you a background on why they've got to where they've got to. So often they'll start with that in the brand guidelines just to give you a sense of the history. Yeah.
And I can think we've got a folder, haven't we, containing the assets of the clients that we work with. Some of them are guidelines that we've developed, of course.
We do.
I think our guidelines are, what would that be, 30 pages of different detail or something, I would guess.
Really comprehensive,
And the average, when we open the book, what sort of size are they?
The ones that we receive in maybe 3, 4, 5 pages, not very long. They don't have all that content, all that background, all that logic. So they're worth investing in because it just means that you can give that to somebody and they can know who the brand is, not just the practical uses, but who the brand is, what you stand for, your values, your history, and why you do what you do.
Yeah. And then obviously we've been through the exercise, and we've got clients that have been through the exercise with other people as well. Mm-hmm. And the exercise is going right back to basics with the brand to understand it, but then build it up piece by piece. So we'll work out, well, if we're trying to present ourselves as, let's say, we're warm and approachable, professional, what's the right typeface for that? Mm-hmm. What's the exact combination of colours that actually gets that across? Yeah. What would it be? Images? There'd be a sort of policy on how to use images. Yeah. Tone of voice?
Tone of voice, absolutely, yeah. You want to make sure that any copy that is in relation to your brand represents your brand well. So the tone of voice is key, really. Yeah.
And when we've been through that, we've done some projects where we've changed nothing, but we've rebranded and reskinned a company. Some of the results are interesting from that, aren't they?
Yeah. You see a commercial uplift in sales and things because you've solidified that brand. You've rolled it out. It's given people a feeling of trust and authority and clarity more than anything else. They know who you are, and that makes them know that they can trust you as well.
Yeah. I think when we rebranded, our incoming inquiries went up by 20-something%, 23% or something like that.
It was huge. It can be really, really beneficial to the brand. And it's another one of those things that actually, if you're putting efforts into online and offline marketing as well, the brand backs that up. The brand guidelines backs that up. Why would you put all that effort into those marketing tactics and not have the groundwork first?
Yes. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thanks.
Benchmark your company's digital marketing with this free tool. It takes 5 minutes to audit your strategy, and you get a free report with recommendations. Visit bespokedigital.agency/free.